Jess Maloney works on social media strategies for some of our big corporates and has questions about Musk's Content Council.
Where's the transparency and openness around that? Who's on that council? Who are those voices? And do they really represent the public that are on the platform?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it looks like the actual notices for the employees who have been terminated have leaked, and it is completely destructive towards any of the how do I say, must-sue lawsuits and all sorts of stuff like that. It kind of just blows up all of that stuff. And let's get right into that. Hey, I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. All I ask is that you subscribe. There's a button right down below the video to do so. I don't even have to create an account, but it greatly, greatly helps. Revealed dreaded Elon Musk email that 3,700 Twitter employees received today, as he promises to pay them until February and lashes out at woke activists for driving away advertisers. Whoa. Yikes. Now, if you've followed exactly, we don't know exactly what the breakdown is in terms of, you know, what particular employees were fired. I don't think really people need to know that, but we do know that several teams that focused on, as the mainstream media likes to call it, trust and safety, but it's really just censorship. Things like integrity and curation. These whole teams were completely cut out of the company, which is great because you shouldn't have any human oversight on what's actually trending, right? Like the trending tab should always be algorithmic. This article from The Verge, Elon Musk has now purged roughly half of Twitter's 7,500 employees base, leaving whole teams are nearly completely gutted, including those tasked with defending the election ahead of the US midterms next week, The Verge has learned. The areas of Twitter has impacted the most by Musk's cuts include its product trust and safety, policy communications, tweet curation, ethical AI, data science research, machine learning, social good, and accessibility. Now, most of those teams are the kind of team that you get at some woke progressive company that's just making too much money. This whole like idea, like the diversity and inclusion officer. This is a brand new position that no successful company in history has ever had before. But it's one of these like woke requirements at companies. Like if you don't want to get sued, you pay the ransom of one of these people with a $500,000 education to sit in there and call everyone racist. More company leaders, including Arnon Weber, Vice President of Consumer Product Engineering, Tony Hale, Senior Director of Product overseeing Twitter's work with new publishers, have also been laid off following Musk's firings of Twitter's senior leadership last week. Here's the thing. This is just the first cut, right? This was the axe. Next will come the scalpel. There will be, will be willing to bet another 500 or so people cut in the next 6 months. According to emails sent to laid off employees and internal FAQ obtained by The Verge, those affected will continue to be paid and receive benefits until the dates that appear to match the length of the mass layoff notice required by U.S. federal and state law, meaning all this lawsuit talk, bunk, wasted. And there's like 100 mainstream media articles all like, oh, Elon's going to get sued. No, he's not. Tony Hale says, I am also consciously uncoupled from Twitter. It's a weird day. People on either side of the 50% aren't sure whether to be grateful or gutted. And I'm pretty sure that if they're keeping their jobs, they feel pretty good. What I know is how honored I am to have spent time with wonderful people who show an unprecedented level of care for each other. Fine statement to make. Arnon Weber, after 3 years, my time at Twitter has ended. I wanted to thank every tweeps for making this experience amazing and memorable. Twitter still has a lot of unlocked potential, but I'm proud of what we accomplished. Please DM me if I can be of any assistance. Michael Austin wrote, woke up to the news that my time working at Twitter has come to an end. I am heartbroken. I am in denial. It's been the best, craziest, most rewarding live ride of my career. I've loved every single minute of it. A short thread if you would indulge me. So, hey, these are actually fine. Even if these weren't like, total wild meltdowns. But now we're seeing the actual letters. Now, there are some people, Chief, the world's richest man, rocked up the Barron Investment Conference at the Metropolitan Opera House in Manhattan after posting a furious message to woke users who have caused a massive drop in revenue before the purge hit their staff in their inboxes. He said it was extremely messed up and accused them of trying to destroy free speech in America. Well, of course they were. Now, let's look at the actual letter. So this is the you're fired letter. This is not, I am certain it didn't actually say you're fired in the letter. Hello. As shared earlier today, Twitter is conducting a workforce reduction to help improve the health of the company. These decisions are never easy, and it is with great regret that we write to inform you your role at Twitter has been impacted. I mean, it just says, that's saying you're fired. The safe one says, hello. Thank you for your patience with this transition and to your commitment to the important work you do at Twitter. We are sending you this email to confirm that your employment is not impacted by today's workforce reduction. Now, in the firing letter, it's actually pretty good severance, to be honest with you. Today is your last day working for the company. However, you will remain employed by Twitter and receive compensation and benefits through your separation date of February 2nd, 2023. So they get 3 months severance, they're paid, and they have insurance for the next 3 months. I saw there was a article floating around where it was like, I'm 8 months pregnant. Great, your birth will be covered by Twitter's insurance. During this time, you will be on a non-working notice period, and your access to Twitter systems will be deactivated. While you are not expected to work during the non-working notice period, you are still required to comply with all company policies, including the employee playbook and code of conduct. Within a week, you will receive details on your severance offer, financial resources extending beyond your non-workforce notice period. At that time, you will also receive a separation agreement and a release of claims and other offboarding. This is actually genius. It's genius because what this does is it satisfies the minimum of 90 days. It gives them 90 days notice, so it satisfies all like legal minimums in terms of, how much time you have to give employees before you lay them off. It also keeps them under his thumb for the next 90 days where they can't be going out and disparaging the company. They can't be talking about the company. They can't be sharing company secrets for the next 90 days if they want to get paid. So essentially, it will force them to quit if they want to do these things. In the save your safe letter, it continues. Throughout the last week, Elon has spent a lot of time with a number of employees, customers, partners, policymakers, and Twitter users. He's looking forward to communicating with everyone about his vision for the company soon. We know you likely have a number of questions, and we will have more information to share next week. In the meantime, please note that until Monday, Birdhouse is temporarily offline. Our office buildings are temporarily closed, and all badge access is temporarily suspended. Offices will reopen on Monday, November 7th, which I'm sure will be quite the scene. Thank you for continuing to demonstrate respect for impacted colleagues as we navigate these changes. As a reminder, we expect you to continue to comply with company policy. See, this is why I'm worried about if these are fake or not, because there's a typo right here. By refraining from discussing confidential company information on social media with the company or press. If these are the real letters, okay. I'm a little, the spelling error seems odd, but also given like kind of the crazy fast speed that it went through, the company has reportedly fired 85% of their employees in India, 90% of those in Asia. USA. No, I'm kidding. I mean, bring the jobs back to America. I don't know. With public relations and communication teams down to 2 people. According to Wall Street Journal, some staff were told that they would have to have a separation date in January rather than February. They were also informed that they would receive 1 month's base pay in severance and approximately 45 days after the termination date, in addition to providing instructions for returning company property such as laptops. It is unclear if the company should expect to receive their year-end bonuses, which historically have been based on individual and company performance. Musk joked about overpaying for Twitter during a surprise appearance at the conference as emails started rolling out to inform the staff of mass layoffs. Speaking at the Barron Investment Conference, the billionaire said that him trying to get out of the deal was like a scene from The Godfather. He said, I think most people would say, given how the market has evolved this year, the price is on the high side. Musk laid out his plan for the future of the company, saying the layoffs should save them $400 million a year, and doubled down on his plans to charge verified users $8 a month. So $400 million a year in salary is a non-indiscriminate amount of money. On top of that, I would also suspect he will shave another $100 million in salary by the end of this year. It's almost certain that will be another round of layoffs. There's no way he went through everything with that fine-tooth comb in this amount of time. The Tesla CEO said that recouping the money he spent on the company would be very difficult to achieve, but added that he believes Twitter will become one of the most valuable companies in the world. Billionaire Ron Barron runs the event, and when he was asked about the cuts, he said, "There's a lot of people there that aren't very productive. They work from home. They haven't written much code." He's right. Right? There are a lot of people there that aren't productive. There are a lot of people there that this is their first job out of college and they have no idea what it's like to be in the grind. I've never not worked 40 to 60 hours a week, and I'm not saying look, if you're working less than that and you're happy, you're winning. I'm not. But if you're going to work for Elon Musk, I've talked to a lot of people that worked for him at Tesla. It's not for everybody. It is a grind. You do get rewarded, but it's a grind. An internal memo revealed, that he was getting rid of 3,700 people. It seems so arbitrary. I'm just going to cut it in half. But I would suspect that he's going to cut many more in the coming months to cut to be able to trim more overhead. And it's going to depend how much advertising dollars get pumped through here for the next presidential election. Certainly if Trump runs, which is what there's a rumor, it's going to be a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like on it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below wherever you're watching me. We'll talk to you again real soon.